Hey guys, Alpha Games here. I'm just going to show you how to tame a Crystal Wyvern. First thing you need to do is kill all the ones attacking you, which is not expected, but there we go. Yeah, so the first thing you need to do is to get some Prime Crystal. So that's my first challenge once I've killed these. Now the best dino to use by far is what I call the Wyvern Killer, which is the Managama. Now this is an unofficial server, unofficial cluster, and this is level 520. We see the stats. The stats actually you can quite easily get on unofficial. The level's only high because it's got a load of points in things like food and stuff, which you wouldn't do unofficial. So the level is a bit of a misnomer. Obviously, you can only get 124 saddle on official 352 on here, but you're not taking damage physically anywhere from wyverns. You're taking it from the breath, and the saddle doesn't help anywhere. So even though it looks overpowered, actually I've got more powerful Managama on official. So let's get started. So I've already got some primal, but I'm going to show you how to get it. The easiest possible way to get primal, I would say, is find an alpha. And the way to find an alpha is come to this area here on the map, which is about 7542. They're coming after me because I just picked up an egg just before I started the video. Maybe that wasn't such a well planned activity, but I'll kill these off and we'll get going. But basically, the more wyverns you kill, there's a small, so let me explain, there's a small percentage chance every time a wyvern spawns that it'll be an alpha. Only one is allowed on the map at any given time. So if there isn't any alphas to kill, just keep killing wyverns. Now I've killed up to 100 wyverns before an alpha spawned. Sometimes I've had 2 in a row. It is entirely random. I think there might already be one over here, but we'll go and check. You do get white ones, you do get very dark coloured ones. They're obvious because they're a lot bigger than the normal wyvern, and they've got a big ton of crystal on their backs, actually sticking out their backs. Now the other way to get primal, by the way, is you could just knock out a normal wyvern, but you'll only get a few primal crystal for doing that. I think it's up to 15 depending on the level, or maybe not that many. Whereas with an alpha, you'll get a ton of primal crystal and you will not be in need of primal, and therefore you'll be able to tame crystal wyvern to your heart content, which is my intention. So I'm just going to keep killing wyverns now, and if this takes a while I will speed up the video at this point, but let's see how many it takes. So I'm just looking at how many I've killed. That was 8 plus 12, so yeah, just killed 12 while the video's been started. So it doesn't take long to kill them with a decent mana. Obviously, if you're doing this for a long period of time, you probably want to bring 2 manas, and you can, if your health gets low, you can swap them out. But generally, even I've killed 20 overall, still only taking 1500 health damage. So you can kill a lot, and if you do it clever, I was a bit silly there trying to fight 5 at once. But if you do it in a clever way, you don't actually get any damage. So for example, you get their aggro, pull them towards you, your mana, of course it's a slight bit of lag meant I got attacked there, but normally you can get them frozen, they don't attack you, and then you can kill them before they unfreeze, and you don't take any damage whatsoever. So if you just kill them one at a time, it's definitely the most efficient way. So, they do spawn around the back, wherever they as a wyvern. Let's see what egg that is. It's a good way of getting them to come to you. If you really want all the wyverns to come towards you, take an egg. I don't care, so I'm happy to do that, and I'll still hang around. So any wyvern now, for a certain amount of time, any wyvern that comes within render of me will immediately turn and chase me and attack me, which is fine, because sometimes a little bit hidden away. They do spawn around this back area. I call this the Wyvern Eyrie. This area, it's a big circular area. I'll go up while there isn't any wyverns. I'll go to the top. You can see, look down near the sea there, and I just go round and round, killing wyverns until an alpha spawns. You do periodically have to check inside, that they do spawn inside the area as well. And let's kill this one. Oh, it's not spotted me. Okay. It says not damage sometimes when you're a certain distance away, but they are taking damage. I think it's just a range thing. Okay, well, we'll now check the interior. And there's one there. You see the difference? It's got a big crystal on its back. Let's see if I can get a closer look. The crystal. There we go. It's a big crystal on its back, and obviously it's a lot more powerful. And they don't, however, have the same. They don't have the same red aura you get on the Alpha Wyverns on other maps. They just look like plain wyverns, but they're slightly bigger, and they've got the crystal on their back. So first things first, there's two ways to do this. I can kill it in the same way I'm doing it now, which if you've got a low level mana could be dangerous, because you won't kill it in time, or you can get a Giga out and just kill it in a few bites. I'm just going to use the mana. I don't think it'll be able to kill me, so stuck there. Let's get its aggro and freeze it. See how much damage it is. There we go. That was only 20th level, so destroyed that pretty quick. And now what you've got to check. Yep, I got it all. So if your inventory is more than half full, of course, you don't collect all the inventory of what you've killed. So you've got to watch sometimes. If you've been killing wyverns for a while and you've got a lot of meat, if your inventory's half full, there will be a bag that drops, and you'll need to pick it up from the bag. But in this case, it all went into my inventory, and as I said, I already killed one before, so you can see quite a lot. I think I got 6 in a row, 5 rows, about 30 off that one, and about 25 or so off the one before. So that's plenty of Prime Crystal. So now we've got enough Prime Crystal, and we'll go and look for some Crystal Wyvern. Now, these wyverns in here are called Wyvern heirs, so they're not tameable. I mean, they're not tameable. So there's no point trying to find Crystal Wyverns in here, because there'll be Crystal Wyvern heirs, and you can't tame those ones. What we want is the passive Crystal Wyverns out in the main area. So we'll forget about killing wyverns now. We'll jump over to an area that spawns the Crystal Wyverns. In fact, we'll just turn around and kill these so they're not perpetually chasing me. That's one. Okay, that's that. I'm just going to bin some meat, so that was heavy. Keep some, because miners do use quite a lot of food with all the jumping around they do, and use quite a lot of stamina. So where we want to go is across from the Eyrie. So we're currently at the Eyrie, which is, as I say, around about the edge of the desert there, and we're going to head west to that area over there, which is a new, different biome. It's like an islands and crystals and lots of water and inlets and stuff like that. And this area is where your normal crystal wyverns spawn, and there's one right there, and they're totally non-aggressive, so you walk up to them, won't attack you. That's the ones you want, and the only way to tame these is passively. So you've got to jump on their backs. You got to put Prime Crystal in your 0 slot, and you need some more, because you're not going to be able to get back to your dino, whatever you're on. You're not going to be able to get back to it later. So one thing you need to remember is, first of all, where your dino is. Firstly, that it's safe and it's not going to get attacked. So there's nothing dangerous around here. You know there isn't, because there's quite a lot of herbivores that aren't being attacked. He says that. Here comes some incoming. I don't want to accidentally hit that. It will aggro if I hit it, by the way. Okay, that's the Pegamastix done. I'm going to leave my mana there. I'm going to try and jump on its back. Now, I could use the tech suit and just drop on its back, but I'm just going to try and show you how to do this without doing that. So you just jump. Don't feed it yet. Wait until you're well secured on its back, and then lie down. Lie down is the X command. Now, go up near its neck, and you will not fall off. Now feed it something. Okay, that was only a level 20, so it took 1 Primal Crystal. So that's it, and that's it, it's tamed. Now my dino, and I have myself a Crystal Wyvern. What we're going to do though is try and find a higher level one. So that's obviously level 20, it came out at 29 with the 100% taming effectiveness. The reason you don't want to feed it when you're on the ground is the moment you feed it, it takes off and flies, and you cannot get back to it. Even with a tech suit, it's extremely difficult to get back to the wyvern you're trying to tame. So get onto its back, get in position, press X, lie down between its neck, then feed it its first kibble. Sorry, its first Primal Crystal. Now, the rates on this server, it's about ×6. It's an unofficial server, so it will tame these a lot quicker, but even a 150 on official, you're looking at maybe, I don't know, 10 Primal Crystal. So you kill 1 Alpha and you'll have more than enough Primal Crystal, and all you do is sit on its back until it's tamed. Just keep feeding it every time it requires it and don't fall off. Now if you stay laid down, you're attached to it, and there's very little things that can knock you off. If you're unlucky, sometimes it goes into a wall and knocks you off. Right, that's level 15, we're not going to bother with that. We're looking for a 150 or a 140 or a 145 or something like that. Okay, well, we're going to move along between these, move around these islands and see if we can see one. Just a matter of time. There's normally quite a lot. They do hang around in the sky, and then they always come down to the beach after a certain amount of time, which gives you an opportunity to jump on its back. So you definitely don't need a tech suit, as I've just shown you. Let's go up a bit, let's go across. Yeah, let's make our way right to the edge there and see if we can see one. Might put my tech suit, toggle my tech suit on, and we might pick up some that are maybe hiding in the forests. Not seeing any there. Right, we'll have a look around this island now. Nothing here. Oh, this is a surprise. There's usually more hanging around than this. There's one. Okay, let's go see what level that one is. Standard. 25. Alright, so what we're going to do is kill that, just to force respawn of more. Should have done that with the low level one before. Okay, so let's keep moving. We're at the edge of the area now. See what's over in that one. Wife's just asking me if I want a cup of tea. It's very kind. Lots of tea drinking going on in England. Alright, well, we're still looking for a Crystal Wyvern. Again, may just may fast forward this part of the video if it takes a while to find one. Do bear with me. Yeah, in the Crystal Isles, just to note, there's quite a lot of larger sea creatures end up stuck on these areas. You find these, which are I can never pronounce the name, Listrus something or other, which give decent resources. In fact, we'll just kill it and I'll show you. Not taking any damage, which is good. There we go. Maybe too far away. There we go, that's a Leadsitthius something, and yeah, you do get have a large amount of hide from those, I think, and obviously 320 on this server. Yeah, 320 prime fish meat, which is good. Unofficial, obviously, they wouldn't be in stacks; they would be individual pieces of prime meat. You have to get them straight back to your base and cooked. I do prefer the stacks on here, I must say. It's just so much less painful. Okay, we'll have a look around. Let's move our way around. This whole area spawns those crystal wyverns, so you do have a search on your hands. But they're relatively, not like they're rare. You see quite a lot of them, he says. What's that in the sky? That's a Tropia nathus. Just spawned in there. Huh. Why it's just, oh there we go, yeah, it's just do that. 20th level, not worth looking at. Okay. Keep searching. I found oh no, there's another Tropia there. That's, I didn't know they spawned around here. This is a good place to tame Tropia nathus if you want to. They're a pain, but you can. I don't personally think they're worth it. By the time you've got everything you need to tame a decent Tropia, you'll have better wyverns that are more effective. You'll have better, you know, you'll have a Managama, I would have thought. So they're not really worth it. I think they've really been developed for PvP because of their ability to fire grenades and that kind of stuff, which are useless on PvE. They're relatively quick though. If you put gasoline on them, they're relatively quick to move from A to B, but you can't really do anything. Not really got any other benefits. Right. Okay, well, we'll move towards the edge of there, and then we'll go skirt around the edge because we're coming to the far edge. I'll have that though. We're coming to the far edge of the biome where they spawn. Okay, let's follow the edge and we'll see. Alpha Carno, we'll have that. So obviously if you were leveling a chibi, that would be rather useful. Well, if you want prime meat, of course, you get the Alpha Carno there and the prime meat. Yeah, the rates on here are a little bit crazy. All that prime meat's from all them wyverns I killed as well, isn't it? So, right, let's get up on top there and see if we can see anything. Let's plan our track back. I think we're at the far. Oh, we're at the far north. So we've obviously travelled up the west side. Let's travel down the east side of this biome now. Looking out for wyverns. They do spend probably, I'd say, half their time on the floor wandering around. A bit unlike wyverns really. And because of that, they're sometimes tough to spot, but we've just spotted one. As soon as I said that, there's two. A purpley one and some awesome colours on these, by the way. Crystal wyverns are by far my favourite. 45 there, and over there, what have we got? Oh, there's two. So there we go, 95 and a 20. So let's go get the 95. I'm just going to leave my dino there. There's Parasaur there, so I know there's no carnivores because they would have been attacked by now. So is that the one? Is that the 95? Yes it is. Let's jump on it. Now, what you do, you wait for it to stop first. Wait for it to stop. Get your jumping button ready. Get on its back. Lie down. Okay, crawl up between its wings. Then feed it. Okay, right, so this one's high enough level, it needs more than one crystal wyvern. So you can see, sorry, more than one prime crystal. Right, you've got to watch where I am now. I've got to pay attention because it can fly miles away. So I am, let's see, coordinates 6623. Alright, 6623. So I'll just write that down because otherwise I'll lose my mana and won't be able to find it. 6623. Bit of paper. Okay, now what we're waiting for now is for it to become hungry again. Once it's hungry again, we'll feed it one more primal and that will be it tamed. On these rates, of course. If it's about, I think it's about twice. So during an event, where's my mana down there? During an event unofficial, it's ×3, and I think this cluster is double that, so it's effectively ×6 official rates at all times. That's why it's taking so few crystal. So if this takes 2, I would suggest it probably takes around 10 or 12 on an official server for a level 95. But if you go onto Dodo Dex, I think it's called, or Wiki, ARK Wiki, it'll tell you exactly how many Prime Crystal you need for what level of Wyvern to tame. Now, interesting. It'll be interesting to see if it goes into any of these rock walls. Sometimes when it goes into a rock wall, because the Wyvern partially goes into the rock wall, you can get shoved off its back. It happens far less frequently when you're laid down like this, but it still sometimes does happen. If it does, we will attempt to use the tech suit to get back on it, but if you're on official, I would suggest that's probably your tame over, because they tend not to land once the taming process starts. So it is extremely difficult to get back to the Wyvern. Oh, there's the second. So feed it again, and it's mine. So that's great. And if we just look at the taming thing there, 100% taming efficiency. So on that 95, I got 70 levels, which has made it. That's interesting. Made it a level 142. That's pretty good. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can just press ride, and you're immediately on your new Wyvern, and just straight back to the mana. There we go. And what I love, right? So while you're watching, let's have a quick demonstration of the Crystal Wyvern's abilities. So as with every Wyvern, left click. Oh, I'm having a bit of a server save. Okay, left click is attack. Okay, normal bite attack. Alright, right click, breath weapon. And that's, I think it's salt spray or hot salt or hot water or steam, something like that. And that's quite a good breath attack. But that's not why I like the Tropical Crystal Wyvern. I like it because when you touch water, you get hydrated buff, and for speed, it's a significant increase to speed. And you get it for 25 seconds. Touch it. If you go along at the edge of the water, you see, you can just keep that buff on all the time. And on Crystal Isles, that's quite good. You can just hover above the water slightly. Problem is, and I'll just demonstrate this now, in deeper water you try and do it. If you get it wrong, fly in, you come off, but the Wyvern stays above. Now with the tech suit, obviously it's easy. You just go back up and jump back on it. I suppose if you don't have a tech suit, you can use a crossbow. Okay. You can't fire these from water, so you'd have to get to the edge. So let me show you how to do that. And so we'll get it to follow. We'll go to the nearest edge so where we can actually stand up. And apologies, there was just somebody at the door there. That's hence the little delay. So if I just get to here. Trying not to use my tech suit. Right, okay, so I'm here, don't want to get attacked by that. My Wyvern's there. How do I get it back down? Well, I can either stop it following me and whistle land, or I can use the it's gonna land anyway now. But I just pull myself in and right, it's stopped anyway now because I stopped it following. So the number of ways, if it's stuck flying, you can use a grappling hook. Or you can use the usual command, which is stop it flying and eventually it'll land anywhere, or you can whistle land flyer and it'll land. But if it's over water, it won't be able to land, so you might have to get it to follow you to the edge. Okay, that is the how to tame a Tropical Crystal Wyvern using Prime Crystal obtained from an Alpha Crystal Wyvern Air. And so I'd say thanks for watching and see you again on Hellborn at Games.